Well, I'm on the farm today and thought I'd give you a hay update for January. And the dejunkification continues here on this farm. And my voice is a little bit raspy, but it's okay. I'm fine. I've been running a trimmer around here, and literally in January weed eating around the barn, and some of this equipment out here. And I'll just kind of walk around and show you some of what I'm doing, or what I've been doing. I got all the weeds off this old hay rake. See if I can get out of the sun a little bit. Kind of got the weeds off this hay rake so I can kind of study that a little better. And then over here, you'll see in just a second, I got some running gear that's been laying there for several years in the ground. They're like minefields. You don't know where to walk, and you don't know where to mow without tripping on something. And so autumn olives have grown up in between them. So I've got a trimmer that takes different heads, one of which is a blade. And so I cut the grass, and then I come in with the blade, kind of cut the autumn olives down, and then I come back with the trimmer and kind of clean up underneath of it. But I need to get all this stuff out of here. And right here's some of the running gears. I'm gonna pull all this stuff out. As I've said before, my barnyard's gonna extend way out that way, and over in that area. Right here's the trimmer. I've had this thing for a few years now. This is an Echo PAS 2620. I'm not sure what PAS stands for, but I bought this before I retired. It's got a blade, it's got a trimmer head, and then I got an attachment that's got like a pole pruner, and then an extension for the pole pruner. And I've used all these on this farm to one extent to the other. Interesting thing about the trimmer head is it's a gear reduction. I think it's like, I don't remember if it's 25 or 30%, but it increases the torque and therefore increases the power of the trimmer. But by slowing the head down, there's no performance is not detrimental at all. It's not diminished, in my opinion. And so, but the upside of slowing that head down is I'm not covered, even when the grass is green. I don't get covered with clippings. The ones that are faster, and I've got a regular Echo trimmer that spins, whatever full RPM is, and it throws stuff up on your glasses. You got to clean your glasses. You got to get somebody to brush you off. This one doesn't do it. So you can't stall the head in the highest of grass. It cuts just like any other trimmer as far as I can tell, and it doesn't throw debris all over you. Now, while I'm out here on this end of the barn, so I've been eyeballing this disc harrow. This one right here, I bought last year, I guess. I don't remember when I brought it in, but anyway, I used it on this field, and it did surprisingly well until it kind of crashed right here in this section. I'm not sure what was going on with that. And honestly, I never noticed that this beam right here was bent, even when I bought it. It should be straight like that one. So I'm thinking maybe I can find another one of these. It's a John Deere KBA, and maybe I can find another one for parts and maybe make a go of it with this one. But what I found, and I brought it in, I got a video on this one. I found another KBA disc, and outwardly this one appears to be in like really excellent shape. It's even still got, original John Deere paint on it. What it was missing when I bought it, this spring right here, that came off of this disc over here. What it was missing was this spring, which goes across to that bracket right there. And oddly enough, This disc had the spring, but it was missing the bracket that bolts on right there. So I thought, you know, the price of just one of these brackets, if you can find one, is as much as a whole disc. But I gotta tighten up some of the bearings on it and need to pull it out and take a look at it. Another thing I'm going to do is, this one's got a hitch on the back, which looks to me like would be really handy. So I'm going to put that on the back of this one so I can pull a drag or something behind it. If anybody's got suggestions on a drag to pull behind a disc to help level a field, put them in the comment sections. This field is really bumpy, and of course here, I don't know, probably between now and the middle of February, this is going to get tilled up in one way or the other. I don't know if I'm going to chisel it with my field cultivator, run a disc across it, or mold board. I might take a chance and try to mold board plow it. I've talked to some people about potentially having a plow day up here, which would be kind of fun. But right here's the spring that was on here, and you can see it broke off or came unthreaded or something. The tongue on this one appears to be well used, so I might take the tongue off that one and put it on here. We'll see. It just bolts on. But I was surprised that this KBA disc did, well, that one did such a nice job just finishing the field. But I need to pull something behind it, or I need to figure out a drag on here, and this field's just way too lumpy. And if you recall, we've put lime down all over the farm below the road, and then I've fertilized and overseeded everything below the road except this field right here. I'll fertilize this later, and when I plant it, I'm going to put Timothy in. I know that's a no-no in the spring, but the teff, if I'd have got it, even though it's a sought-after hay, I had some hay customers balk at buying it because they were concerned about, you know, changing their horse's diet and that kind of things. Nobody balks at Timothy. If you've got a good, clean Timothy, it sells, and it sells for a really good price. And of course, I got a lot of dejunkification to do in here, but so right here is my John Deere 5055D, and on the back of it is my Kubota spreader. It's in the VS600 configuration. When that top is on it here, raises it up about that much, it's a VS1000. With that top on there and a reinforcement kit, it'll hold a ton of fertilizer. But my Massey Ferguson 50 with the loader won't lift a ton, and I'm not sure I want a ton of fertilizer hanging off this John Deere tractor. So if you saw one of my other videos, I run with that, and then I took it off, and I think right now I'm going to leave it off. And I overseeded, I had what I overseeded back on that side of the farm, the main farm, was I had some old bags of Timothy, so I didn't like go out and buy brand new bags. I had some partial bags and old bags, and I actually used this spreader. You can spread seed with it. It puts it down a little bit heavy, but you know, when you're broadcasting, you probably want to do that anyway. So now, hay sales. I'm not selling very much hay at all. I haven't sold a single round bale this year, and the hay quality is not great, but it's not bad. I mean, it's just got some foxtail in it, and the horse people don't like that, and that's our primary customer. And I'm not lowering the prices. The price of fertilizer that I spread and the price of everything is so expensive now. Parts, it's like, you know, I'm not going to give hay away, and I'm not going to make so little money that when I have a breakdown up here, or I need a set of tires or something, that I don't have some margin to cover, to cover that stuff. And my labor is worth something. So either the customer comes up with the money, or we just won't make a whole lot of hay until it sells. And I've talked about how we're going to do that next year. So kind of getting back over to the dejunkification here. And I don't know if you've noticed, probably you have, in a lot of videos you'll see just a big clump of autumn olives right in here. And it's been that way for a number of years. And so there was a time when this whole field was autumn olives, and if you go back far enough you can see where I had a forestry mulcher come in. But at one time this was like one of the few clear spots in here. And I have a carport. It's not very big, it's used, and I set it in here, and I set it right here because this was like one of the few clear spots other than right over in here. And just over the years the autumn olives have grown up in between it. Typically I would just back the bush hog over this and be done with it, but I don't really want to chop this up. And I'm going to try to stand it up and use it. It doesn't sit very high off the ground. I want to say it's like an 18 by 21. Maybe I can park some round bales in it. I don't know what the rust situation is on the panels, but I want to get it out of here, and I want this to be part of the barnyard, because the barnyard's going to kind of extend over to where that wagon is. Still got to do some work up there on that gate where it'll swing all the way around and trucks can come in a little easier. I was looking at that the other day. And then I've got some work to do on, I've got an alternator I need to put on my original Massey 50. I'm going to replace the generator with a 1-wire alternator and see how that works out. And so there's a lot going on. I got, it's a little hard to see with the glare, but I got a bunch of implements over there with weeds growing up around them from the summer. I need to pull those things out and trim. And I'll be working on that some. It's about 38 degrees right now. And so the nice thing about running one of these things in January is you don't break a sweat when it's, because it's so cold. And then all these running gears, I'm going to pull them out and get them out of the way. And I never want to junk up this barnyard again, because, you know, the appearance of your barn and barnyard speaks a lot towards your hay, whether that's real or not. But when a customer sees a nice, clean barnyard, I think it inspires confidence in the quality of your hay and whether they kind of trust you know what you're doing. And it's hard to, believe me, I know I see on YouTube barnyards that, you know, have a lot going on, and it is what it is. And I've had, I mean, on the main farm, I've been fussed at for trashing up the old barn over there, but you know, my reply is that's farming. You're gonna set stuff down, and it's not like your front yard, you know, in the city where you just got flowers growing everywhere. You know, it's there's a lot going on with farming, and sometimes you just got to set things down and, you know, let the weeds grow up around them and deal with it another time, if ever. But anyhow, I'll be working on this John Deere baler some, going ahead and proactively putting grease to it, and filling up the twine box. And then when the weather breaks a little bit, I'll start bringing some wagons in here and building kicker wagons, which I talk about, seems like on every video, but that really is in the works. And we want a goodly number of kicker wagons here going into 2026. So that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hay update for January 2026. I mean, February will be here real soon, and 1st of March we'll start putting down more fertilizer. And 1st of March, this field needs to go into seed to have a chance for a late spring, early summer cut of Timothy. So that's again, that's the video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm hoping the Timothy will come in. I mentioned the teff and people balking at it, and but nobody balks at Timothy, and I'll plant it, and then we'll get one cut off of it, and then I'll replant it in the fall, and hopefully it'll be a nice long-lived perennial. And this is a field we'll most definitely take care of, being it's right here next to this barn. So we'll talk to you later.